Hello, I am Pankaj Agrawal from Government Engineering College Ajmer. Today I am presenting a seminar presentation on topic detecting privacy leaks through existing Android framework under the guidance of Anil Kumar Taylor sir. And now I will start. Okay, today I am covering the topic starting from abstract introduction, go through background, then further go to Android app analysis framework, then what kind of model we used, and our methodology, what kind of data set is used, and how to set up, and what result we get, and conclusion, bibliography. Okay, so first, title and content layout with list. Suppose we are used many kind of apps, and in these applications some apps are called malicious. Like malicious means our private data is leaked to the victim, kind of thefting. Okay, so how to data leak, and how to prevent the privacy leak. So there are encryption, code transformation, and other approaches to bypass detection. The traditional signature based and static analysis method are indicated to deal with the involving threat. uh, Android app analysis have two categories: static analysis and dynamic analysis. In both category, to analyze the detect leakage in 5,000 Android apps. Okay, a main setup is toolchain setup. A toolchain setup consists of Intel Droid for static analysis and 10 Droid for dynamic analysis. Okay, so let's go to our introduction part. Have you heard term about Google Bouncer? Google Bouncer is a dynamic analysis tool. Like Google makes use of a dynamic analysis tool known as Google Bouncer. Okay, it is possible to user download a malicious application from a Google Play Store also. Okay, no need to install other kind of platform. It is also available on Google Play Store. So how to prepare for this? So we use two analysis: static and dynamic analysis framework have been proposed to detect privacy sensitive behaviors. So okay, outline for the discussion: objective, contribution. What are our objective is analytically compare existing Android application analysis framework, and second is test application behavior under different framework. Okay, contribution: survey and evaluation. Survey: securing the application from privacy leaks and detecting malicious app for sensitive data leakage. And second is detect privacy leakage and application behavior. How to detect privacy leakage, and what kind of application behavior we have to know about it, and give survey. Then evaluation: how to evaluate. Experiments include analysis with existing static and dynamic analysis framework. We have to analysis static and dynamic, so experiment include analysis. And second is application classification based on leakage and behavior categorization. Now now we have to go background. Means there are four things: Android system architecture, Android application, Android security mechanism, and APK file structure. Okay, so first is Android system architecture. In this, we have Linux kernel. The bottommost layer is the Android architecture is known as Linux kernel. Bottommost layer. Okay, it helps in abstraction between the hardware of the device and contain all the key driver for the Android based phone to the work. Okay, then second is libraries on the top of Linux kernel sits the set of library. Okay, the library consists of C and C++ code that compiles to the native binary format. Third is application framework, like it's a simple framework. Second, Android application consists two part: Android application package APK, and second is Android application sandbox for security, and APK file are used to distribute and install application software and middleware on the application Android operating system. Okay, and sandbox helps to isolate the app data and code evaluation from the other apps. Yeah, APK file structure. We have almost five structure: Android manifest, lib, rest, assets, and classes.txt. Okay, The focus of Android security is primarily about protecting user data, systems, resources, and app isolation components present in APK file. Okay. Android App Analysis Framework, uh, type of framework, methodology, and deployment. Three kind of things are used. Analysis and detection are the type of framework. Analysis and detection are type of framework. Okay, and methodology, dynamic, system calls and method, then deployment. So dynamic, we list those framework that use dynamic analysis technique to analyze Android application. Like the proposal in this category record the application behavior during the runtime. During the runtime, what kind of proposal is in this category? Record the application behavior. Okay. Then we go to system calls. What is system call? Framework that capture Android system call made by an application. Made by an application. Method tracing, framework in dynamic analysis that keep track of a specific method invocation. Okay. Then deployment, how to deploy the all the things. Okay. So threat model, it is mean like application. We have one application, one host program, and third party library and third party library B. Okay. Main method are system privacy API. Okay. Component provider and telephone manager. So host program interact with the system privacy API on application framework layer on the privacy data. So how to leak? Same privacy sender, SMS service network, almost 7 part of how to data leak in this method, leak the privacy data. So toolchain can detect application aiming to gain and abuse sensitive resources of Android stealthy. Okay, a large number of middleware samples harvest the private data stored in the mobile device and send the data to remote server with malicious intent. Yeah. It is very difficult to learn the intention of the developing during the development of the application. We leverage for our analysis is the Android framework, Linux kernel, and the Dalvik virtual machine. Dalvik virtual machine also. Some applications that work on Dalvik does not work on ART. Okay, apps can load code at runtime, dynamically extend their functionality. It is a threat model. And now, what kind of methodology? Whatever we used, like there are two, Intel Droid and Tendroid. Further, we have to talk about Intel Droid is static analysis and Tendroid for dynamic analysis. Our methodology is based on two things: methodology of our cross validation approach and discuss various building blocks of the information flow tracking framework. Okay, it is a detailed methodology. Suppose first APK files, okay, and processed APK, process APK. Then APK goes to app bytecode, generate app bytecode, and app manifest file. Okay, it is our static analysis. Okay, then app go to build input targeted, where list of targeted behaviors attack, and if there is condition is checked, if not finished in 300 second, if not finished in 300 second, then kill ongoing build. Otherwise, output targeted call path and constraint. It is total called static analysis. Then this output gone through dynamic analysis input, like and combined with the initiate Intel iDroid dynamic client, obtain runtime input values for constraint. Then it will go to solve constraint to generate input. Okay, then assemble inputs and inject events, then automatically trigger app behavior, record logs, process logs, and results are given. That is called dynamic analysis, and total method static and dynamic called detailed methodology. Okay, now we will go to the slide about static analysis. Static analysis for Intel Droid methodology. They are preparing dataset. First, how to prepare dataset? First we have to categorize all the application like social app, transportation app, education app. So categorize all the application. Then flashable zip creation. Flashable zip creation means means to we have to flash a ROM on Android. So flashable zip is created. Then what kind of Android OS is used? So on the Android we have to upload TWRP recovery. By TWRP recovery upload, we can flash packages on Android. Okay, that that is called preparing dataset. Second, pre-processing APKs. Pre-processing APKs, it is used to unpacked and converted to Java bytecode by using decompilation tool. What is decompilation tools? Called APK parser and DAR frameworks. Okay. Then third thing is building input constraint. Building input constraints mainly used WALA libraries. Okay. Then we move on dynamic analysis. Dynamic analysis is for Android methodology. And first point is trigger path, second is log collection, and third is taint source and sinks. Trigger path, second is log collection. What is log collection? Log collection is Android first Android device. Android device read device log using logcat. Okay, read device logs using logcat, then go to log files, then go to process logs, and all the info about APK like APK name, taint source, taint object, taint sink, and crashed APKs, whatever we want. Okay, and there are many kind of taint like IMEI, app ID, Android ID, UDID, location, contacts, system status, and SMS, and all these categories and all these functions, and taint source and sinks, source to sink, how to method is invoked. Now we have to go how to prepare our dataset. Mainly we taken our dataset from Android apps from CCSL, and second privacygrade.org. Okay. Overall approach offers great practical value for the analysis of trigger based behavior in Android application, and it is a graph like CCSL Android and privacygrade.org. Almost 4500 and 3117 total apps pre-processed. Okay. So we have to go how to set up. Okay. First, Android emulators cannot emulate following components. We have to use Android emulators, not Android also. So no support for IMEI number, no support for MAC address, real world GPS testing, camera, sensor, that all things Android emulator cannot emulate following components. No support for determining network connected state that are likely to be used by malicious application. Okay. A number of companion chips like LAN, Bluetooth, GPS radio are present on the actual device and interact with the CPU. Download Intel Android dynamic client patches and download and compile the latest Android targeting AOSP, ARM, ENG, which is based on 4.3 Android. Okay, so what we get our result is the mainly all the name of brightest flashlight, camera 360, go battery, go locker, that all apps. Okay, what kind of category, what kind of data leaks like brightest flashlight leak or IMEI and location, and what kind of permission, what kind of security HTTP and HTTPS, number of downloads, and it is the graph of statistics of application. Then uh, result is 33.09 of percentage of total app leak information over the network. Okay, most application leak device specific identifiers such as the IMEI, IMSI, and the Android ID. 76% of application were leaking IMEI number of the devices. 30% of application user location coordinate were leak out. 48% application leak Android ID. The categorization is based on the total 1500 apps. Okay, so now it is the result, total result of all the graph, whatever we like to do in our result, whatever we want, like uh, distribution of identifier leaking, second, third, fourth. Okay, so now we will go to next slide. One second. Yes. uh, Whatever we conclude and discussion. Okay, Android devices open new doors for attackers to exploit different type of sync sensor services related to users device. Yeah. We have to analysis static and dynamic. Both technique have its own limitations. Some kind of limitation in static, some kind of limitation in dynamic. Using a static analysis tool in conjunction with dynamic analysis tools provide clearer result than rest of the method. 33% of tested app leaks privacy sensitive information over the network. Like for example, IMEI, location, IMSI, UDID, Android ID. The using a real device is more promising as compared to the emulator. Okay, the application will fetch users personal information after 2 hours of app launching time bomb, or only when it is attached to PC. Now, bibliography reference. Main reference is a thesis in the Department of Concordia Institute for Information System Engineering, Mr. Parul Khanna, sir. Okay. Second, TWRP recovery and Android observatory, and so that's it. Thank you.